let's take a trip back to middle school. For many of us, that probably was not too long ago, and then for many others, it may feel like a lifetime ago. Nevertheless, I am willing to bet that for many of you, scenes of awkward moments, situations, experiences are popping into mind. All right, so we've determined that middle school is pretty awkward. So what? Well, I contend that the awkwardness that is middle school is a contributing factor to the computer science gender gap. Let's take a look. So, according to the National Center for Women and Information Technology, 57% of the US professional workforce is made up of women. That's a pretty sizable number, I would say. On the flip side, only about 26% of the computer science and IT workforce consists of women. It's a huge gap. It's huge. And back in 1985, 37% of undergraduate degrees were earned by, computer science undergraduate degrees were earned by women. On the flip side, in 2012, that figure has dropped to a mere 18%. So what's the big deal? Why is there such a drop-off? Why is it so hard to find women in computer science? We could be here all day discussing the answer to that question, but I would rather talk about a specific factor that I believe contributes to the computer science, the lack of women in computer science phenomenon. I like to call this phenomenon the invisible silicon ceiling. The silicon ceiling, which I've named after the computer science gold mine that is Silicon Valley, consists of the many factors that dissuade young girls from considering computer science. By the time we reach middle school, this silicon ceiling is already built, constructed, furnished, all painted and everything. It's all ready and set to go. How is this ceiling constructed in the first place? Well, it's an intricate process, really. So by the time we become preteens, we're going through a lot of changes. We're going through physical changes, mental changes, emotional changes. We're also have a low self-confidence within ourselves. And our self-esteem is taken an unprecedented drop-off. We've never experienced this before. And when you have a low self-confidence, you're less likely to explore new things, you're less likely to try new things because you don't believe in yourself as much as you did before. So middle school girls, they have a low self-confidence than usual because of the changes they're going through. And when they look at computer science, by this age, they're already exposed to the gender gap. They already have been exposed to different stereotypes. The ones that, about boys saying that, hey, boys belong in computer science, girls do not. All of this combined, the hesitation to try new things, the willingness, the need to fit in, the stereotypes that already exist, the computer science gender gap that already exists, these all contribute to create that thick silicon ceiling that dissuades girls from trying to enter computer science. And although their male counterparts, the preteen boys, they are also going through similar bouts of self-confidence problems at that age, the fitting in issue isn't an issue for them because when they enter computer science, they're entering a large established contingent of male programmers that already exist in the computer science field. When females are entering the field, they're standing out. They're trying something new. And by the time these girls enter high school, they've already trained themselves to shy away from technology-related fields. And they found niches in other areas without even considering or trying computer science. So when I started to understand how difficult it is to get middle school girls involved in computer science, I wanted to know what we can do to start picking away at that silicon ceiling that just needs to go away. So last year, I took over the Future Innovators of New Albany, the acronym of which spells out Fiona. Through this after-school program, I teach New Albany middle school girls the basics of computer science through video game design, through hands-on activities, and through web design. By last April, we attracted a $5,000 grant from the National Center for Women in Information Technology for Fiona to expand the program and introduce more girls to computer science. We are also linked with the Ohio State University. From them, we have access to undergraduate and graduate computer science students that work to motivate the girls and talk about computer science in college, they talk about the future of computer science and show the girls that if they continue pursuing this interest, this is where they can be in life. So through Fiona, we make sure to expose them to computer science, but we also encourage them to explore their creativities through coding. We give them assignments, but we make sure that they have very lax, very flexible requirements, so that way they can do whatever they so please to fulfill those requirements. For example, the first project we assigned them was to create a racing game, and it only had 2 requirements. It had to have a starting line and a finish line, and the game had to be marketable to the general public. Because what good is a game if you can't get people to play it? So the products of this project are a reflection of the applications of these girls' creativities. We had one girl who created a racing game in which octopi raced each other underwater. We had another girl who created a video game in which players raced against time to complete a multi-stage interactive obstacle course. So because these girls have these lax requirements, they understand that they are all powerful. They've come to understand that they really can do anything. And by coming to this realization, they come to realize that they should be confident in themselves because they have the ability to do whatever they want to do. We also supplement the girls' learning through brain teasers. We give them weekly brain teasers and riddles to get them to collaborate with one another and effectively communicate their ideas with each other. And these are skills that are not only crucial to computer science, they're also very important to whatever they decide to pursue or whatever they decide to do in their futures. So this is great and all, many of you might be thinking, but not very many people have $5,000 lying around to start programs or classes like these. And you would be correct. But the thing is, you don't need a bunch of money, a plethora of resources to introduce computer science to young people. If you have a computer lab, you're set. If you don't have a computer lab, you're still set. And why is this? Because computer science is huge on logic, critical thinking, and out-of-the-box thinking. And these are concepts that you can teach without a computer. Because of this, teaching computer science where they focus on algorithms, where they focus on logic, would do the job. Okay, so what if I'm not in middle school anymore? Is it too late for me? Can I still learn to program? That's a great question. No, it is never too late to program. With the amount of resources that we have at our disposal because of the internet, it isn't difficult to learn programming for free online. A quick Google search will reveal that computer science courses or online courses for free, those are always available. So what can people like you and me do about this silicon ceiling that's just sitting up there, building, getting thicker? We can explore computer science and expose ourselves to it and encourage the generation ahead of us to do the same. Then together, we do have a shot at breaking this ceiling. If we shatter this ceiling, we will be encouraging diversity in personnel and diversity in ideas in the computer science field, in the computer science industry, the very field that is driving our world into the future. Thank you.